You don't need 100 AI tools. Top 5 prompts that I personally use every single day. So the first thing is, you need to understand this. Most people use AI, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, DeepSeek, Grok, whatever want to use and whatever you use it, like they use Google. What is the information on that? This is not how you use it. And that's why you're getting the bad answer, the boring answer when it comes to your creativity, and you cannot unlock it. So here's the prompt number 1 that I use every single day. I call it the multiplier. Here's the exact prompt. I'm gonna write the prompts right here, but the prompt is, here is ID A, give me 10 IDs. Here's the topic. Give me 10 IDs, 10 different IDs, 10 different angles. This is to give you, for example, give me 10, you can say like tiptoes. You can just copy paste this. Give me 10 IDs, and I'm gonna read it for you guys so it's easier for you to read. Let's say, give me 10 unexpected angles on Lancia, each from a different profession's point of view. This is an easy one, okay? These are prompts are not complicated at all. Easy prompts, that you can just use, okay? That's the thing. And then you can go on with, you see what you think about the different angles. Pick 1, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 9, whatever you want. And you can do it with 10, you can do it with 20, you can do it with 5, depending on the topic, depending on what you're searching for. I like to go with 10 because then it gives you diversity of opinion, that you will have to, be able to make your own or to take one that you like. Because if you ask for 3, you're stuck with 3. Yeah, you can rebuild the shit all over again, but it's gonna lose your time. And if you do 50, then in my opinion, having 50 is just too much. You just have too much thing to do. You have too much possibilities, which is not productive and not creative. At some point you would just say, yeah, that one's cool, I'm just gonna do this, and that's cool. Prompt number 2 is one of the prompts I use the most, I would say, in real life time. Not only creativity, but for everything. It's what we call the devil's advocate. What does that mean? Here's my idea, challenge it, attack it, give me every single reason, that it should not be a good idea. That's the thing. And if you're in a very easy way, where you have it here, for example, for Lancia, okay, I'm gonna read it again, so it's easier for you guys to have it. If you say this, here's my idea. I want to make a video about Lancia, and I want to talk about the history in rally. Attack it and find every single weakness, and it's gonna give you weaknesses of the video. The problem with Lancia, this with Lancia, that with Lancia, that with Lancia. For example, this is an example, okay? And this is basically what you will need to do, is to understand that, your idea isn't perfect. That's the goal. Your idea isn't perfect. The idea needs to be refined. The idea itself is good, but then you have to work it out. And AI is one of your perfect way and your perfect perfect partner, basically partner in crime, to help you having that idea and having that idea refined and challenged to make something better out of your root idea, like we said before. Number 3 is what I use not the most, I will say, maybe the least of the 5 prompts that I'm using here. It's the simplifier, what we call the simplifier. The simplifier is basically, here's the concept, here's what I want to do, explain it to a 12-year-old child and explain it to an expert in the field, a 50-year-old expert in the field, and show me what is the gap between both. Came back to our ID. Here it is, Lancia. Here I want to make a video about the history of Lancia in Raleigh. I explain it to a 12-year-old and explain it to an expert. Show me the gap. And it's gonna give you a whole answer, So the goal is this. The goal for this problem is for you to be able to explain it to someone as easy as possible, but also to be able to have a significant amount of depth in your subject, that you can talk it like a little better than just like surface level. Okay, that's basically the goal, one of the goals at least, the one I use. This is why I use it. Now the 12-year-old thing is because that's always what we say. If you master a subject, you can talk about it to a 5 years old, and that 5 years old to a kid, and that kid is gonna understand it. You know, if I need to for you guys to explain to you, most of you, about genetic of snakes, for example, which is one of my field, I won't just say, you know, if you put that snake, which is a triple recessive, het recessive, you know, and you can put it to that 66%, you know, you have the chance of make. I'm not gonna explain to you like this. Okay, that's the same thing. So this is basically what you want to do. You really want to oversimplify the thing so you can be sure you can explain it correctly, but you also want to have the expert view, because if you have the expert view, you also have that depth in the subject that you want most of the time in a video, right? Problem number 5 is one, I will be honest with you, I used it maybe twice. It's the remixer. What is the remixer? Is this. I'm gonna read it to you, it's easier for everyone. You have to combine, basically the thing is combine 2 subjects or 3 subjects, easier for 2 subjects, and make it 1 basically. So for example, here's the thing. Combine a video about Lancia rally with the carrying of plants and give me 5 concepts. The goal here is to make something a little more unique, obviously, but also to take, you know, you can make this with trend, combine trend of talking about AI, and, you know, mix it with taking care of plants, you know, and give me 5 concepts. It's gonna give you how AI can help you taking care of plants, how taking care of plants can help you make better AI, having better, work better with AI or whatever, you know. This is an ID. Okay, this is the thing. The goal is to make more unique IDs, and also to see if your ID, if your root ID, if your root concept is relatable to something else, and maybe, you know, you can reuse in the future. That's one of these IDs, you know, one of the concepts. If you can reuse a thing, it can be good, because then, you know, if you want to talk about plants in an AI way, if you want to talk about cars in about an AI way, about mangas in an AI way, all this, it is going to help you. Problem number 5 is maybe the most interesting for me. Problem number 5 is the ask one, the questioner. Here's my ID. Ask me 5 questions about it. That's all. Ask me 5 questions about it. And for example, let's say, you know, let's say take the same example. Here it is. I want to talk about the history of Lancia rally. Ask me 5 questions about it. It's going to give you multiple ways of reflecting on your ID. First, do you know the subject good enough? Because yeah, AI can make mistakes, but AI is very good at looking on the internet. So if you fuck up with something and you train your AI correctly, it should be able to tell you, yeah, but, you know, even though we all know AI is a yes man. Second thing is, it's gonna give you 5 ways of looking at the thing, you know, what are people actually, because AI is an average, okay? AI is gonna give you the average of what people are asking or looking for. So it's gonna give you the 5 question, normally the 5 question people ask the most about X subject. And this is basically what you can make a video, for example, about, or a blog about, or an article about, or whatever you want to do it about. So these 5 fronts are basically the cheat codes for you to make your IDs and better, and also to be more creative, because it gives you other point of views. It gives you what you need basically to answer questions. It gives you depth. It gives you what's wrong. It gives you everything can go wrong, everything can go right. And so if you really need, you know, to have more, you can always contact me and I'll always answer you. You know, drop a comment down below. You know, contact me on Instagram, tenkai.11, and we will make it happen. I hope to see you guys on the next one.